GenC podcast.
Welcome to the GenC podcast. We are your hosts. I am Rizan Rose, aka send salams to your mommy, aka Mr. Beard that don't really want to connect, but it is what it is. And on my left, to your right, to those of you that are on YouTube, we have Mr. Could have been president, but he's too young. Mr. Beard is beautifully connecting. JP Jackson.
Hello Rizan, how are you doing?
I am nervous, but like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It comes
a
with
2 minutes, bringing towards yourself, getting comfortable.
Woosah. Can I have that earlobe? Can I have that earlobe? Squeeze something just to get that ick out. I get
Nice.
you. I
Nice.
get you.
So you're doing great. I think we had a very great first episode back in the studio. I think we had some great feedback and the energy was great. So I think this will be nothing short of amazing.
Pressure. Amazing pressure.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to have a look at Youth Day, which is around this time. Exploring our youth, maybe things that we took from there and things that we wish we forgot about. Then, of course, we have the magic bowl, which we're going to get into, which is basically some scenarios and how it would play out.
Yes.
And then, obviously, we need to end off with a grateful thought.
Okay. Yeah, let's get straight into it because it was referred to as our youth, almost like it's past tense, but we're still young. We're suffering the quarter life crisis.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's start with, do we have any Youth Day specific memories? Because it's a public holiday, so you're at home. Is there any sort of like thing that you can think of? It's probably difficult to think, but is anything that you remember specifically? Maybe a church activity, something in your community, something that you maybe remember from Youth Day, like a specific memory.
So I remember back when I was like primary school days, they used to have like a bazaar on Youth Day.
Lord.
So you used to go there, and then sometimes there would also be like a broken car, which I don't see in mostly today's bazaar type environments, where you I don't know if this
were
promotes.
You near to the car so it's like a hammer?
I don't know if this promotes violence, but you needed to pay and hit this. But it was a damaged car already.
Nah.
But people were moving this car.
That actually unlocked the whole memory now.
So that's like the one of the Youth Days that I remember quite fondly, because like I don't even see it often these days. I don't think the people experience that sort of.
That like I will pay money to break something or just to neck a car like that.
Yeah.
Just for that. I didn't even have anger back then, but that was liquor.
Yeah, because now you can fight with more debit order energy. Back then it was just freedom of movement.
Cries in debit order. Yikes. Okay. So for me, I have like a different Youth Day memory. Way different energy. So I think it was probably 5 years ago, pre-pandemic, before the war. BC, before Corona. So my mosque used to have these like soccer tournaments. They'll have like a build-up towards Youth Day, where like the Youth Day itself will be like a massive soccer tournament, and they'll give you boerewors and stuff like that. Then the Friday, halal please, sponsored by Fairfield Butchery. And then like the Friday will be like a youth-centric sermon, because Fridays was mosque day, and then maybe Saturday will be like another sort of event. So that was always fun. It always lit. And I remember the one specific time I got to actually make the sort of sermon, the speech thingy. I got to give the.
Did you win?
No. It wasn't like it wasn't like
how are you the one making the speeches?
It wasn't like a so Do you know, like, when you grow up, man, they always ask, like, this and this child to maybe, like, read a poem at an event.
So you were the public speaker. I get it.
Wow. Yeah. You. Oof. Yeah, so then I got to give, like, the sort of Friday sermon thingy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was one of those things that you remember for all times, because you're standing on the sort of lectern is the word, and you're sort of speaking to everyone that you grew up with, and people that sort of you look up to, and you get to say something on behalf of your sort of the youth, you know, the youth. So yeah, that's my a youth day specific memory. Yeah.
Nice. So one thing that I actually discovered post youth days or post like being in high school was because I found like there wasn't like a lot of youth day specifics to like colored people. Like whenever we speak about youth day, we speak about the Soweto and we see the pictures, and that's very important. But then post more in my adulthood, I saw I don't know if you watched the movie about Ashley Creel.
No.
So Ashley Creel is also a guy that in Bonteheuwel that was also fighting during the time of apartheid and stuff
What's
like that.
What's the movie called? Is it a documentary?
Yes, it is a documentary.
Okay.
It's on. It will probably put it in the name. Sorry, but
in the description.
Yeah, but that movie was so super interesting, and it actually made me more informed that we actually had colored youth activists back in the day. But as most historians, we just didn't have it documented anywhere. So definitely, I think it's something combat. But yeah, definitely. But that was like a post youth thing. I didn't learn that in my youth.
Yeah, we I think the conversation is to sort of give a child like happy memories so that you won't be exposed to the struggle per se. You know, you won't be exposed to like so I guess in that sort of vein, what sort of memories, because obviously now we think mostly about like bills, debit order, stuff like that. What are your sort of like favorite childhood memories, but specifically let's say from the playground?
Oh wow!
From break time, we favorite games and stuff.
I remember going to school at like 7:00 in the morning.
That's
so
not that late.
So
I mean, early.
So school was at 8, right?
Okay.
And then you would always be an hour before because you used to play like touches with a tennis.
Yeah, school starts at 8. Sorry,
you were like mentally 9 o'clock.
I was like, why does 7:00 sound late, man? It's because people travel much earlier in the morning. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, no, school starts at 8. Sorry, I'm bugging. I apologize.
Sorry, we used to be there an hour before because you used to play touches with a tennis ball. So that touches like touch rugby.
That forward pass touches.
And you the forward pass touches where you throw it across. And then people used to step. But then I would remember going into my first class soap nut because I was like sweating. And I didn't know how the teachers handled it. But it's like 30 boys that were also like soap nut there.
The smells in primary school wasn't as wild as the smells in high school. I like, allow it.
And then also one distinct memory for me is playing rounders. I don't know if you... So like it's almost like baseball or softball. Yeah. And then you used to put hula hoop.
Isn't that like a PT thing? Like in percent vibes? Oh, wait. Because I'm thinking now.
Like, so that's like the type of thing.
Like a game that needs adult supervision.
What did you remember?
So also that forward pass touches was fun. So what's cool, just to sort of like contrast, primary school touches, it's all about who's the fastest. So like your status in the grade is, are you fast and do you have nice shoes? Yeah. Weird. This is for boys, sorry, I can't speak on what girls thought were cool, but for boys it was like the fastest bra is the coolest bra, and the bra they have like the expensive shoes like the Jordans, the Vince Carter's, that throwback. So forward pass touches was quite, because then like the highlight is if somebody pulled off like a one-hand catch or one that low catches. Oh, mental. So for me again, because I'm quite tall, my favorite is 3 sticks.
Oh.
young stretcher in the house. Yeah, that is my favorite. And then King Loafer. Sorry, King Loafer is the hand tennis. Sorry. But it's called King Loafer, but you play with president and vice.
But there always used to be like a committee there. I always felt that games were rigged.
Yeah.
Because if you get to the squares and your friend is like king, you'll get like a favorable serve.
Or if you're friends with the brother that have the ball, then you know you in. Yeah.
Automatic.
Yeah, no, it's a team sport. It's
And the other one that was also remembering, but also very traumatic, open the gates.
Oh.
We used to have to run through.
Rover,
and make it to the end.
Red light, green light, basically. Squad game. We were rehearsing. So you said actually you preempted me. I was gonna ask you, not like don't get super senti, but what was your least favorite playground game? Like what was the one like, nah, I'm not touching this game?
Ooh, yo.
I'll go first. It was the game, I can't say the name, but the game with a soccer ball where you kick the ball through people's legs and then it gets super violent.
Definitely.
Triggered. Your children are
Wow.
Children.
Yeah.
But I guess children are the future, at the same time.
Why do you sound so disappointed?
Like, why was that okay, man? And why did all of us do it?
I just accept it.
You see like Lyle's nodding and he's from Namibia. So he was also abusing people across the border. Nuts.
Yeah.
Why? Like, the game is rapins. Sorry. That's what they used to call it. It's wild.
But where did it start? All these games that we are playing, not rapins, sorry, let me just... all these games that we used to play were played by the grade before us. And we just saw them playing and then we played it
This,
as well.
this like legacy vibes.
Legacy games.
Okay.
And we don't even know where it started.
So I don't know. What I will say that there's obviously games that phase out. Like if you listen to your older brother, your mother talk about the game and you're like, what is that? Like what? Do you remember okay, but we played that with the is that with the pantyhose?
Yes,
And
yeah.
Do you remember, is it King Tomato Ring?
Before my time.
No, so
pre-pandemic.
But I called that game Donkey. So like I think it's like you throw the ball and you're the seeker.
Yes.
And once you get the ball, everyone must stop and you try and throw the person.
Yes.
And then they get a letter.
Yes.
And then at the end of that letter game,
yes.
They get like a dare or they must get blasted with the ball. Why was everything violent? Why? I guess that's why we needed that car at that bazaar.
Yes.
Wild. Nuts.
Yes.
But yeah, what was your like or did you just like all the games?
No, there was that. Particularly the ones that involved like an activity
oh, man.
Stayed clear
I
from.
apologize. Trigger warning. Too late now, but oof.
Or usually the ones that would require like, because I was pretty big in high school, in primary school as well. So like the speed ones would be non-computing.
Oh,
where
okay.
I would like,
okay.
I would not participate, but I just wouldn't be effective, and that would be like super frustrating.
Oh, like in it over, they would catch you first.
Catch me first, yeah,
Okay.
and then you like stand there like, okay, I've been defeated by the Matrix. I was never meant to survive.
Yeah, and I was always like looking like a Kenyan. Soup thin. So I guess. But I don't remember. I wasn't fast in primary school. I was fast in high school. But high school again is like
was never fast.
I mean, you're still athletic. Like, let's come on. But yeah, fairs. Yeah. But in high school, it's like haram to play games.
It's
like you must if you're gonna play a game, you're risking DT, you're risking work squad, you're risking something. You're gonna write a code. They're gonna confiscate your ball. It is. But we still played. Yeah, we
found ways.
Yeah, but I remember playing clean touches. I remember breaking a window in high school. I didn't break the window.
Obviously,
I didn't. But I just remember
limitations.
I just remember windows were broken. You know,
I knew somebody.
Yeah. We all knew about they broke a window.
But speaking about that, was there something like a lesson, something learned in that period, like that sticks with you today? So like when I was in primary school, like I knew that if I did something,
okay,
it would lead to a bad outcome.
Oh, okay.
So like what was that one thing that you saw or experienced that you knew I would never do again?
Oof. Okay, so I was actually a goody two shoes. These are the days. So after that, for grade 8, after that, like, there's consequences. Now I'm done. Like, I don't have time for codes and stuff. So but I'll consider. So I guess I'll say I guess that smell is the biggest consequence. Because again,
elaborate, please.
So, so after break, first or second, that period after break when the boys were putting in a hard day's work in the burning sun. The clunker that came through. Bokram. Yeah, it is nuts. So I think that's also what also deterred me, because I didn't want to be accused of adding to the ambiance.
The aromas.
The fragrance. Nah, I didn't want to be accused of that. So I think just, because again, like in terms of getting a DT and stuff, like I learned that early, but part of the reason I also just like slowed it down.
Yeah.
Started my talking to girls and stuff. talking about, did you watch the game and stuff like that, you know, I guess warming up for this moment of being in a podcast. But yeah, like I think the bigger deterrent was the aromas.
Yeah.
And for you,
so I'm notoriously quite a forgetful person. Some might call it lazy. Some might call it just like not writing things down. But I learned the lesson in like my grade 8 year, for example, where at my school you used to get a board, like an A4 board that had like your name and whatever house you were in. Okay. So, but the consequence for forgetting your board was that you get an A3 board to wear. So obviously, knowing that I'm quite forgetful, I had like swimming the day before, so the board was in the tug bag, and I didn't take the tug bag to school the next day.
I'd go myself.
Anyways, but then I get to school, and then I get the A3 board, which is basically at that stage of my life covered my entire upper torso. I was basically just walking.
A bulletproof vest.
I was walking with knees. Like, that's all. Like just paper here. Anyways, but so my brother was at the school the year before me, and like it was like super embarrassing for me because like all the people that were in the seniors,
shaming his name.
I was shaming his name. I was putting it out there. I forget my board. But then that, of course, led me to like prepping the night before. Okay. Like, this is what I need to have there at school. Okay. And then, so that was like something that happened at school that today I still use.
Okay. I like, that's good. That's like, it could have been a worse transgression that changed your ways.
Yes, But like I said, me too. I was from the goody two-shoe line.
Okay, I thought I was getting violated. No. I thought I was getting violated.
I was a completely, straight and narrow young man.
So just on the sort of school element, school aspect, right? There's obviously like, subjects that we do, what was your favorite subject at school? what? I'm gonna ask what your least favorite is also, but what is your favorite subject?
Sorry. So my favorite subject to do was obviously LO. Obviously. And I'll tell you why. LO was the very subject that required both minimum effort and high reward.
Objection, USA.
and there was never a specific teacher for LO. Like LO would usually be split between the various educators. So you wouldn't because if I was like in a maths class, I knew there was a certain set of maths teachers whose class I would be in the next year. But LO was wild.
Okay.
You could be you were like, okay, this year, this is your LO teacher. And then you get to experience something different.
Nah. I don't accept
So explain,
the campaign.
Why do you hate LO so much?
LO is not a real subject. LO is a free period at best. LO is okay.
Did you not coordinate dances? Did this not
First Ed is elite. First Ed was elite because First Ed is where we did aerobics, gymnastics, dances and stuff like that.
So your LO was split into different parts.
Yeah, we did LO different. So the actual period that was LO is what I'm specifically talking about. So I think just to elaborate then. What subject did you enjoy in terms of going to class the most? And you're still sticking with LO?
No, but you see, I enjoyed going. Oh, it's gonna sound very. It's gonna sound super nerdy. But
go. Let's hear.
I enjoyed going to accounting and business studies.
There we go.
So, because I was good at accounting at school back in the day, but business studies specifically, I had a very nice teacher called Miss Ush, and she used to put you on a wall of fame bus.
Hey, yo.
So if you did well in the class test or the midterm test that we did at that stage, then she would put you on the wall. But the best part of the class was that if you were on the wall the previous time and you're not there again, lady had no filter. She was
scowl.
she waits for you there at the front and she said,
I don't see a certain someone's name.
I don't see a certain name
nuts.
there. And then, but then everyone did great in the class, and there was always this not pressure, but we always were fighting just to get on top of the board. But indirectly, it led to all of us just doing well.
Okay.
But it's because shout out to Ms. She was a great teacher. And yeah. But that was my favorite class to go to.
So that's what I wanted to hear.
But it is very nerdy though.
No, but look, at least you're honest, man. I'm not going to sit here and allow you to just... Because LO must be removed.
No, but okay. So listen to me. Listen to
Waste of money and time.
I did... Did I not... My CV didn't change from grade 10 all the way to when I applied for bursaries or whatever. That was the LO CV. That's what I'm saying. I was able.
Know what you mean.
I was able to take LO through.
So
life.
okay. Okay. So this is what I will use now as the biggest disqualifier for LO. LO is the epitome of I'm doing my assignment the night before. And that is the most horrible lesson that we do as people. That's the worst thing.
Procrastination station.
Professional procrastination is because of LO.
Yeah.
So I think it's compulsory. Act like it. Give us something that's gonna make us sweat, man. Tell us we're supposed to know our whole Bill of Rights or something, man. I don't know the Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
I don't know the laws of the land.
I just know Google.
Your conflict resolution, all that nonsense that we still don't know how to do. Act like a compulsory subject.
Man's reciting the syllabus as if he was.
So that's what I think. Okay, the implementation of LO. Nagani.
Okay.
No thanks. No thanks. Nagani. No thanks.
Allow it.
I'll end with just so my favorite subject to was because basically we had the same teacher from grade 10 to 12 was physics. Because I had a Mr. Krill. He was like, he was funny. He's ridiculous. And I teach physics now thanks to Mr. Krill.
Oh,
so
thank you, Mr. Krill.
So he was like, but the actual period was just wild. Like, just I don't want to get into it.
Yes,
it's not the space. Maybe next week. So I think that sort of is a good place to wrap up our first segment. Next we have our bowl of hypotheticals.
Nice.
So
I'm gonna go first this time.
Okay, so just to explain to the people that don't know, this game is called Saaay now. So we're gonna just like imagine hypothetically. If when your girlfriend asks you, what would happen if you're gonna play that game in a safe environment? In a safe environment. Okay, so JP's gonna ask me.
But to confirm, that's not a safe environment.
Yeah, that's never safe. The answer is no. The answer is
no.
The answer is what do you think?
We love you, baby.
Oh wait. Sorry.
Okay.
We're bugging.
Let me see. We had this one before.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Audit
the results.
Audit the questions.
As a belief. So
just a blank.
Okay, cool.
Exposing us. Yeah. Exposing us. See, this is why I should lead the game, JP.
Okay, cool. Say now.
Okay.
If you could remove a law from South Africa, which would it be?
Oof.
And we can actually remove duplicates now because it will go to the trash.
Yeah. I confessed earlier, I don't know my bill of rights. I will say shout out to South Africa for being one of the most sort of inclusive countries for, all sorts of people. As a Muslim, I have freedoms and stuff like that. But there's a bit too much freedom. Specifically, I don't know how you're going to work it out, but criminals have a bit too much freedom. Like this of like where they break into your house and like you can be culpable.
Yes.
That needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
That needs to be fixed. Like we shouldn't go all the way to like America and have guns and stuff like that. But I just feel like that and self-defense laws a bit gray there because it's like it just doesn't make sense that someone can break into your house, can almost like slip and fall on your couch and you must like you can get sued. Make it make sense. So I think that I don't know what that law is, but that the freedoms for criminals must just be like do better. Yeah. And you.
So my laws is not to get very financial, but my laws is centered around the transferring of properties. I hate the fact that you have to, when you apply to purchase a property, you get the loan, right? And there's the ad, it's X amount of money, you get the loan. Cool, I can buy this thing.
Okay.
But on top of that, there's transfer duties, there's bond registration, which is all legal requirements to have. And for me, it's like we should just break those barriers entirely. Bond registration, yes. Register with the deeds office, yes. But transferring from one person to another just involves attorneys. It's literally just changing the name. But that entire process can almost cost you over 10%, 8% on top of your approved amount. And I feel like that's just such a barrier, especially for young people. Because you trying to start something and you think like, in the colored community, you get a house, you get a car. And then you're having this level ups, but you're finding out there's so many, these things in between.
Hoops and stuff that you need
to get through.
Capitalism, sorry.
So for me, that I would prefer to have that. The transfer of property scrap, that's it.
It sounds like that's just there for the money. Yeah. Like literally everyone smack a piece of your pie.
Yeah.
Sounds weird. Can I go?
Yeah. But that's for me. And
That's
sorry
not
to get
interesting.
all numbery, you know.
No, but that's a quiet one. That's a quiet one. Oh, this is different. That's a deep question.
Oh, ooh, flagged.
So it might be challenging to answer, but say my now, no? It's not actually a say my now type of question, but okay. So are freedom symbols like people important?
What do you mean?
So I'll explain. So some people basically we live in cancel culture, man. We live in cancel culture. So some people are symbols, nah?
Mm-hmm.
Because of what they've done. Like for, you know, but then you also learn, they were actually like a bit weird, man. So like, okay, don't quote me, but there's this thing about like Mahatma Gandhi being like a sex addict.
Ooh.
like that, man. Or deeper, like because of the hectic racial situation in our country, Indian people had different rights to black people and stuff like that. So it's a bit gray, but there wasn't always it wasn't always fair, man.
Yeah.
So because the truth is so murky, are freedom symbols like those people, like almost like a deifying people, are they important? So it can be symbols, it can be peoples. Do you think it's important to have like symbols of freedom in the form of people? That is a massive caveat. That is a loaded question. Deep. Yeah, no, we deep. Yeah, we deep. Sorry, Mahatma Gandhi. It's not my fact. It's just like it's a thing.
I don't think it's the people that's important. I think it's the message they give that's more important.
Okay.
So I think for me, it should be what values are they trying to show you to live? Which, like you said, Gandhi has a specific aura about him, which people attach to, but then they
worship the person,
they make as if Gandhi
not the message.
is the symbol, is that thing, is that aura. So whereas I would think you should take what he's trying to portray and be like, okay, cool, how do I incorporate that? But he isn't that.
Yeah.
And I don't think humans are fallible. Whoever they are, I'm sorry, Gandhi. You can Gandhi, me. Like,
I feel so bad.
I'm so sorry for future people, but I'm gonna let you down.
Yeah.
But it's just so it's more about what they're trying to push out versus the actual person. Do you think it's about the person, or should it be about the person?
Yeah. So like a question is changing a little bit, but it sort of feeds into the idea of role models. And I guess then are role models important? So role models are definitely important. We do need people to look up to. But I think this particular question on symbolism and almost like deifying this particular individual, like, he was this and we should follow, or she was that and stuff like that. And I think I agree with you that when it comes to that extent, the message, the essence of what they stood for is more important. So I agree with that. But the role models at the same time, just sort of balance, is important.
Yes. But also know that the role models are just that. It's a model.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be perfect.
Yeah.
And what you see, or the version that you see, is not the complete story all the time. Some people share everything. Some people don't.
That question is high key for a certain someone that like loves Cristiano Ronaldo. That was high key for our friend that. I feel like next question.
Go to the next one. Because I don't think neither you or I are going to convince you of anything different.
Certain historical figures on the nuts.
Say man now.
Here we go.
If you could make a law.
No, this is add a law.
Oh, this is add a law.
This is add a law.
In this country, what would it be?
Okay. Yeah, that's different. So remove a law because it's unnecessary.
Yes.
Add a law because we are necessary. Because we just smack like I need like a every second Thursday this and this like yeah, so something to that effect, man, like a must have like a fifth lane just for white cars. Something stupid. I like it, but on because there's a lot of white cars in Cape Town, man. Or a lane specifically for GP plates. Offense GP plates.
So this is basically anything that you would just to be for bar.
It's supposed to say man now. Like say man now.
So what would be the law that you
had? So now, okay, Eid must be an actual public holiday.
Ooh.
Yeah, like this of me writing exams on Eid. Like another one. Nagani. Like, no, thank you, man.
But that's just the Nagani podcast.
Sorry, man. Like the fact that I wrote an exam on Eid day and I had to study for an exam on Eid day. Like, nah, Eid is, and I know it's 2 Eids, but 2 public holidays, allow it. Like please.
It's just added in more sprinkles.
Like, and like across the board, just if it means that it must be like 2, because this, so okay, behind the curtain, you pull back the curtain quickly. So there's always it's about the sighting of the moon, man. So they must if the Saudis sight the moon first versus Cape Town, all that stuff. So then there's there's it becomes hotly contested. How can you have Eid today? But make it a public holiday, please and thank you. That's my I would add that law. And you.
I would actually, to be honest, I would add a law that all companies should close at a certain time of the year. Because this feeling at some people's on holiday and some people is not.
Okay.
It's always hurts. If you work in a specific industry, that's obviously where you make your most money, hospitality in the holiday season.
Okay.
But for me, most corporates should close because I think it then allows everyone to come back refreshed, everyone to come back free of mind, and then allow ideas to then flow. Because what tends to happen is if some people that don't take off or just accumulate these things and then burn out eventually, and it's we don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah.
But it's always we tattletale around the fact that this person, there's always that one person that almost never takes off. They just work straight through every season, and then you sit there and you look.
Shots fired. Wow.
So I would make a law around at a certain point in time. Let me not say it in a business sense, but as a person.
Yeah.
If you've worked 720 days, you have to take leave.
Yo, that's aggressive. You can calm down now. I get the message.
You have to take leave.
I get the message. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So this is my I know this is not debate, it's hypothetical. I think it would be easier. It would be easier to almost have a 4-day work week.
But is it easier?
Or something like that, or limited hours versus having all industries or most industries shut down.
No, that's fair.
So I think it would be easier to achieve, because then certain things can be implemented along those lines of Friday is a day for vibes. There's no one's in office.
Isn't the 4-day work week is very interesting, and it works in some industries, and I would love that. But my thinking is, what happens? Does Thursday then not just become a Friday?
Thursday becomes Friday, yeah.
Yeah, but are you very productive on a Friday? I don't push all my important tasks for a Friday afternoon, because clearly my brain is already mushy as it is on a good day.
Okay. So I think obviously social scientists can probably research this, but I'm sure that in terms of productivity, all that stuff will be there's a loop that will be filled because you have more rest, because you have more time to actualize and live with your family and explore hobbies and stuff, you get more balance in life. So then when you're actually at work, you're not trying to escape because you know it's coming. You know that your week is not long. So it's gonna be. That's my opinion. Sorry, I'm not trying to say.
No, I love
the
it.
plaintiff.
No, I love it.
Okay, let me just do.
And again, let me. I'm all for.
Okay,
a 4-day working.
let me do one more. Just to wrap
For
us
the
up, take
vibes.
us home. This is okay.
There's no deep label, so
No, yeah.
must be.
It's a quiet question. Say my now, but it's also not like it's worded weird. What isn't a superpower but feels like a superpower? Nuts.
What
Isn't a
isn't
superpower but feels like it could have been or should be a superpower? Like, what are the marvels that like, it can be completely funny. Like for example, how my mommy can bend a slipper around the corner. how it's like your mommy will hear nothing but this from 2 streets away. Nah, that is you.
Don't clean your teeth.
Literally, how does that work, Oaks? Oh. So something along those lines. I'll go first because I feel like you need time to think.
Yeah. I'm still processing because I'm like looking at actual superheroes versus like.
I'm having fun. Yeah. So personally, and this is yours actually. Like now I'm regretting making this mistake, but to an extent, mental illnesses feels a lot of the times kind of like a superpower. Like for example, man, my anxiety is like sometimes a spidey sense where it can almost like you feel like something bad is going to happen and then you're proven right. So it's like observation haki.
Yeah.
Shout out One Piece. It's like a future predictor. And a lot of mental illnesses are sort of like created or generated to protect you. So in that way, that is kind of like a superpower. I'm not trying to. I'm just. I'm postulating. I'm just like theorizing hypothetically. I'm not saying mental illness is superpowers. I'm just saying feels like.
Say my now.
Here we go. Please don't end my whole existence. I'm just like, because sometimes we don't accept, man, that we have like, depression and stuff like that. But sometimes it's like a bit of a, sometimes. Yeah. Not always.
So for me, like thinking about a superpower that we don't consider a superpower, but like this, I don't know what it is, but there's something like this that parents like log into where like they know this is going to be a bad idea. But in my whole heart, I know this is going to work out. And then they end up being right. Like, how?
Charles Xavier.
How they know that at that point, this is how it's going to end. And this is what's going to happen.
Deeper.
And also, like, shout out to my dad for planting this. Like, my dad's superpower is like just being 5 steps ahead of everyone else. Okay. So what he did was like in primary school, he like discouraged me from playing cricket.
Okay.
So now you would like, but why would he discourage me from playing cricket? But so like in grade 6, he would be like, okay, I don't think you're not that good at cricket, but maybe you should try tennis. Or try this.
Know where this is going.
And then only to find out that the only reason he didn't want me to play cricket is because he didn't want to sit there on a Saturday for 6 hours
plus tea time
watching me play cricket. And only afterwards did I realize this man has been playing
4D
chess with my life.
Backgammon.
And like, I mean, it is what it is. And that's like low-key the things that they did.
Yeah.
And I feel like parents for some reason just have the superpower. They just know how to plant the seeds and know exactly what's going to turn out.
I think a lot of you tell us in the comments what isn't a superpower but feels like it could have been a superpower.
Yeah.
And I think that wraps up this particular segment.
But also to add to your slipper talk, the gown is the cloak to that superpower. Because then when they throw the slipper, it just does the
Wanted. Matrix. Levels. The trauma.
So
Funny
Rizan,
now.
heading towards the end,
Yeah.
what's your grateful thought for this week?
So, excitedly, I guess, it's that sort of period for Muslims where they get to go on pilgrimage. So, that's always like a big thing. So this is, for those of you, this is La Barang Haji. That's that one. So everyone's going to Makkah and Medina and stuff like places like that. So I have a family member that's going. And so that's like, it's almost like there's a celebrity in the family. Like the local community's like,
Yeah.
are you going?
Yeah.
Are you going? Oh, it's your brother. Oh, that's so nice. Everyone is super excited. So what this means in terms of my religion is very, very big and exciting because he's basically filling like a big pillar in his religious journey, but he has the opportunity to sort of pray for himself, his family, and his entire community and bring those blessings from there. That's why they said they're literally like celebrities. So that's what I'm quite grateful for, is that I have a family member that's going on Hajj. And yeah, I'm just happy to be recording this with you, my guy. What is your grateful thought for the week?
Yeah, so like last week we were chatting about my granny that got to the 80th milestone and how time was so important.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this time around, my mother-in-law passed away from cancer. So those that went through cancer will know that the tough experiences that is. But I think what made it like almost super grateful at that point was the Kelly and her brother created like this montage, like a PowerPoint presentation of various points in the journey of our mother-in-law's life.
Yeah.
And one thing that stood out for me, and it's going to get deep, but one thing that stood out for me was like, there were pictures of me with my mother-in-law. And it was almost when seeing those pictures, it made me realize that that moment is purely a memory now. And it was almost as if and then the emotions, and then I started crying, and it was flooding, and it was a mess. But but it made me so much more grateful that like this, it's a moment.
Yeah.
It's captured now.
Yeah.
Yes, you might see it forever.
Yeah.
But it's just makes me more grateful to live in the moment.
Yeah.
And not just take for granted everything that we do.
Yeah.
So, and I know I'm the emotional one between us. But I think that is what I'm grateful for this. It's just that we live every moment as if it's new, as if it's a gift.
Yeah.
And that's how I would like to live my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the message basically, while we sort of reminisce and talk about our youthful experiences, is to enjoy and, ponder on your youth before you are no longer have it. And I think
lovely.
I think that's where we'll end it off today. All right.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we out.
Peace.